this natural energy. The energy is all around you. When you use your breaths and get that burst where you raise your boat, that boost of consciousness, then you can start to see the little energy sparks all around you. Or if you just go into a pitch dark room, just keep your eyes open, you'll start to see, all right, the little blue. Some you might see a little blue, bluish, grayish. Some people see green. Okay, but you'll see the little energies just, and if you get, because one is 5 geometric patterns. If you look in the darkness, you'll begin to even see like a little grid, little energy grid. Okay, so and what we're gonna do is try to teach you how to tap into that, all that flow that's around you. You know, you're breathing it in. They call it prana, or chi. It's all around you. Okay, so that energy that's all around you, we're going to teach you how to tap into that. One of the first things that the ancients brought forth was pyramids. And you got to understand first, when we talk about pyramids, before we go there, we have to understand that all life is geometric in nature, right? Light is information, right? So therefore, if life is geometric in nature, we understand that the ancients understood that this shape right here, from this shape right here, the pyramid, three-sided figure, you can get all other shapes. You get all, so in essence, from a three-sided figure, if you put two of these together, you get what? A four-sided figure. And if you put them together in a certain way, you can get a five-sided figure, six-sided. So all the other sided figures, in essence, which in essence are all your cells and your molecules, is if you look at their geometric patterns, they all based upon this. Because from the pyramid, so that's why the ancients, you see the pyramid is the biggest thing. Now you have to understand that with the pyramid, we're talking about something that has three sides. Well, really, if you look at it in four, let's look at it in 3 dimension instead of 2 dimension. Because you got to understand what's going on here. Ancients understood this. Now, it's got 3 sides and a bottom. It's 4 sides. So what the pyramid represents is tetrahedral mathematics. It's a tetrahedral, 4 sides. So when we talk about tetrahedral mathematics, you have to understand all life, all planetary physics, the whole universe is based upon tetrahedral mathematics. And so check. They finally starting to put this out now. If you look at the pyramids in Africa, initially when I looked at it, because I always understood as above, so below. So just going into my whole psychic defense, I brought this forth. So check. Even the pyramids now, the ones over in Egypt, they have this arrangement below them that's beneath the ground. These pyramids are connected to the central sun of the planet. Okay? It's like the Sphinx. It's connected to the central sun of the planet. Okay? So as above, so below. So this is what we call a double tetrahedral. Double tetrahedral. So, because when you got to understand, when we talk about tetrahedral mathematics, we get into tetragrammaton, because all tetragrammaton is okay, now, well, let me take it a step further before you understand that. So check, as above, so below. So now, if you take, and the ancients understood this, take a double tetrahedral and inscribe it in a circle, a sphere, and this is all connected to El Nino too. And if you get, we're talking about a sphere, so we're talking about a planet, and you get a wind or clouds to go in this direction at speed x, and then also get clouds to go in the same opposite direction at negative x, you break all third dimensional barriers. In essence, you break the third dimension. You go into the higher dimensions. Okay, because this is what it's doing. When you get into this arrangement, all third dimensional physics goes out the window. Because we understand 3D physics is just a subset of universal physics. So check. So this double tetrahedral, when it closes in a sphere, leads to the higher dimensions. Okay, so the ancients understood, and see, we probably get into that later. But also, this double tetrahedral arrangement goes into the Merkaba. All right, and the Merkaba is what Thoth used to draw energy and do whatever he needed to do. Okay, this Merkaba is essentially the Merkaba is essentially three double tetrahedrals. The first one is U, is solid, and it stays stationary. This one right here, which is like around you, you spin counterclockwise in this direction. And this one is the exterior one, which you could hook up to a building, a room, and make it go out, say take a 50-foot radius. Or take do a planetary Merkaba, where this is connect with the planet and putting this out. And this one goes in the opposite direction. Woo, 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 woo. And the faster you get them to go, the more juicy. So in essence, you can make them spin, start out, say, because I'm going to do this in a lecture, but do this what's called a Merkaba meditation. And when you're doing this joke, I'm talking about all around you. You feel that from the spinning of these double tetrahedrals in your mind. Okay, in your mind. Okay, so check. So in essence, what I'm just showing you is that the pyramid or the triangle. From this triangle, if you understand the science of this, you can do so much more. So now check. We've seen how this triangle is connected to the break in the third dimension, third dimensional barriers. Tetrahedral mathematics. Now, when you start to go beyond the third dimensional barriers, in higher dimensions, when certain things happen, that you get shadows down in the third dimension. You understand what I'm saying? So everything that goes on up in the higher dimensions affects down here in the third dimension. So if something goes on up there, you can get a shadow image of it going on right here. All tetragrammaton are shadows of things going on in the higher dimensions. You understand what I'm saying? So each individual arrangement in the tetragrammaton, this goes on with the same thing with the I Ching. All they're showing you is a symbology of something that's going on in the higher dimensions. Right. So you understand that. So the tetragrammaton, so tetrahedral mathematics applies to tetragrammaton, I Ching. Okay, all those systems is based upon tetrahedral mathematics. Okay, so check. Now we also ancients also understood the science of the pyramid, in that in terms of this natural energy that's all around us, this mana, you can use the pyramid to focus and accelerate that energy. Okay, now and based upon what I've read and my own personal experience, if we talk about building a pyramid like this with just out of one particular material, for the most part. Well, no, that's not true, because let me caveat that statement. When you get into metals, different metals have different vibrations. So metals, like aluminum, a lot of people can't handle aluminum. Copper is smooth, but aluminum is jagged. A lot of people can't handle that energy. I like the aluminum energy, but the copper is like a smooth type of energy. Wood, we're gonna get into that too. Okay, wood, we're gonna get into that too, because wood got vibrations which you can help use to amplify your energies. So I found that you could just take that cardboard, and I know from like check in the pyramids in Egypt, they found that cat that had been mummified. It was mummified, even though it wasn't wrapped or nothing like that. It must have just been in there, and it was maintained, preserved in the same state. It just didn't have no juice in it. You understand what I'm trying to say? It was perfect. The organs was intact and nothing deteriorated, because the energies of the pyramid accelerates it. I've taken fruit at home, put it up under this, and after 24 hours, this will dehydrate fruits. Okay, just this cardboard thing. I wear them on my head, sit behind my computer. It's like, for me, when I put this thing on my head, remember I keep telling you about the pressure in your head? and the ringing in your ear, this thing makes my ears pop. It makes a because it's focusing, and I can feel it down here in my root chakra because it starts. Since it's focusing the energy, now you get more force in your root, pushing energy up. Okay, so and so like check. So these are something that you could be using, just wearing around the house. Bam, and see what they have found out is that it's not really more so the sides of the pyramid that make it work. It's the corners. That's why you see them make the pyramids out of poles. It's just the corners. You can just walk right into the sides. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's just a hollow pyramid, and all it's made out of just like copper poles. I see brothers got 6-foot pyramids made out of copper poles. You get up on it, and you be like, woo, 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 woo. Okay, so it's just the corners. It's the corners. Okay, so now check. Now that you understand, see like at home, what we do, man. We since I understood that these work. I take like little small ones. I got a little pattern here for the small ones. Make them about such high, and have them make them all out of damn cardboard, construction paper. Come the boys, the dogs, and like make make them all out of construction paper. Each the 7 colors of your chakras, and like since we have a big canopy in our bed, tape them down the middle. Bam! Got them over our children's beds. Got these over the children's. Yeah. Yes, that was just the whole energy for the whole room. See now you're getting into feng shui. That's what feng shui is. Because you're understanding that rooms carry. Well, say I say the space in between the room. Energy flows in it. So if you could just, if feng shui uses the 5 elements, put an element in each corner to get get the room flowing. So in essence, you could use, bam. All right, you understand what I'm talking about? You overstand, should I say? That's what So that's what you would do. You could just change the whole atmosphere of your whole house, just like. Putting them in. That's a great idea. You see, you gave me a good idea. I'm gonna do that. I like that. So yeah. And in here, let's go to page 67. Because we showed. Well, let's go to 68. 68. You got the drawing. For those of you out here in video land, let me put this diagram on the. And see, like if you look at that diagram on page figure 7. So I'm looking at 68. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Page figure 7. At least let's look at the first point. The focal point of the energy. Now you understand that the focal point means that's where the most energy is centered. Okay, that's like damn it, I forgot. Not the moment of inertia, but the centroid. It's called the centroid of this shape. Centroid means the most central point. So the most energy is focused right here. Now check. Let's look at that figure. Now up here on that next figure is where they have the King's Gallery is up here, right? Now you understand when you go in the King's Gallery, everything's black. Black ceilings, black walls, black floors, black everything. King's Gallery. All right? In the King's Gallery, which is represented, because you got to understand, also one of the secrets of the pyramids is it represents the skull of the God man. In behind your nose, leaning to your pineal gland. Now, this is one time we used to breathe. Every breath you take, you used to get oxygen back to your pineal gland, but that's no more right now because it's all clogged with mucus. So that's that. So this valve is shut down. In the next level, we actually go into there and open up that. And it's already happened to you. That's why you're putting out all this damn mucus. But the King's Chamber is represented as the pineal gland. the darkness, the pitch black. All right? Now check. If you see, the King's Gallery leads to what's called the Grand Gallery, right? And then in the Grand Gallery, it goes into the Queen's Chamber. All right? Where's the Queen's Chamber? The Queen's Chamber is approximately located at this point right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look what the focal point is on that one diagram, and then look at where the Queen's Chamber is. That's the same damn point. Which the first thing it's showing you is, since the focal point is just about where the Queen's Gallery is that the real damn juice is the feminine power, the female juice. Okay, which we understand it was the from the great Holy Mother, the triple darkness of space, is where the infinite light of all creation comes from, which is the Holy Father. So that's the first thing we notice, is that the Queen's Chamber is right there where the most power in the damn pyramid is. The King's Chamber is just like the doorway, pineal gland, just the doorway, all right, which leads to the Grand Gallery in your nose, okay, and then what begins to happen is right in here, like like your pineal gland is up in here, and once you see how this Grand Gallery and stuff is, that's like the that canal from your nose that leads into your pineal gland where you can get the oxygen there all the damn time. Then we'll open up this brain valve, and then all these glands, bam, 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 bam. You start hitting this. You hit this triangulation of glands, the pituitary, hypothalamus, and the pineal. Then you get that mystical marriage, what we had talked about, and then that brain valve, bam, 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 bam. You can begin to actually start working it like a muscle and start to force it open. All right, now what's up? Right. So in essence, this pyramid is even in your brain. Okay? That's the main reason that they put the damn pyramid there, was to remind us that the pyramid represents the skull of the God-man. Which from the skull of the God-man, the pyramid, you go to all the higher dimensions. You see the relationship? Okay? So it's much more than just a goddamn tomb. It was never a tomb. We started using it as a tomb thousands of years after we had died mentally. Okay? So there's a lot of science behind the pyramids. Okay? So check. Pyramids. Okay? We can start utilizing these. You can even say like check. I'm gonna show you things where, like, if you just go take tap water out the damn tap, put a magnet up under it, bam, put a damn pyramid on top of it. After 24 hours, anything that was bad in that tap water is gone. You don't use the pyramid. You don't have to use a magnet, but just set it on top of the pyramid like that. Bam, just setting the pyramid on top of it like that. Okay? You can do any type of juice, anything you drink. Milk, bam, juice, bam. All right, check. So, bam, you've altered it at a chemical level. Energy, and I saw energy alters things at a chemical level. All right? The ancients understood this. This is how you use energy to produce alchemy. Okay, that's all alchemy is. It's chemical. You're changing your body at a chemical level. Transmutation from lead to gold. Lead being third dimensional bullshit, to gold, what we supposed to be the most prestigious metal out here, so-called. Okay, so you understand what that means. Transmutation from lead to gold. From dead to Christ consciousness. That's what we're talking about. Alchemy, so they're using your chakras to actually initiate this process of alchemy in your body. So now the other thing we want to talk about is to accelerate. Now, this is to accelerate this natural energy that's all around you. That's what we're talking about doing now. The second thing is you and I talked about before, energy accelerators. What I call them, or some people refer to as mana boxes. Okay, where you go to what page says that? '71. Yeah, organ box. Okay, that goes. That's conductor. Two arrangements. We got conductor. Say insulator we say conductor, in essence, we talk about something that conducts electricity, like any type of metal. Okay, when we say insulator, we talk about something that insulates electricity, so to speak. So to speak, it don't nothing insulate truly. Don't nothing actually insulate. Once you understand, once you get into metaphysics, you see there's no such thing as no real insulator. But based upon what the terms of what modern science says, insulator be something like plastic, wood, glass. Okay. Now, so this is conductor, insulator, conductor, which is capacitor. Is this capacitor? Capacitor stores energy. This stores. So this is a capacitor, and it stores energy. All right. And then we have insulator, conductor, insulator, conductor, insulator, and this emits energy. So one stores, one emits. Now check this capacitor arrangement right here. Once I found out what this was, and see, I used to work in a military type stuff, and so down in the laboratory they had capacitors about this big fat capacitors, and I was energy sensitive, so I would just take the capacitor, put it in my hand, close my eyes, and I could feel the damn energy transfer. It wasn't hooked up to nothing now. Just because of the way the material is arranged in just a regular capacitor, I can feel the energy exchange in the damn capacitor. So in actuality, you don't have to be hooked up for it to work. You see what I'm saying? So check, because I mean, in terms of working on the natural energy around us. Now the energy they talking about, then it got to be hooked up to work. All right? Because we understand that only thing that's happening here is transference of electrons. Bam! That's how these are storing. Like, check this right here. Now, this is what I used to do, because what I did was went and did experimenting with this stuff to see if this shit actually worked. You know, you're telling me this, but does it work? So I actually did the stuff. So I went and got me some aluminum, say some copper plates and some aluminum plates. It took me some like overhead plastic. You know, like you use an overhead projector. You know what I'm talking about? Where you do demonstrations and stuff like that. Took some of that thin plastic and just put it in between there. And see, since this one stores, I put that out. In essence, you have something to feed it. So you put this out in the sun and let the sun charge it up. And then once, say like I let it stay out there all day. And then I would bring it inside and I would just do things like put it under my feet to see if I can feel the energy flow. Take it in the dark room and see if I can see the energy glowing around it, which they say you should be able to see. So I know this arrangement works. This right here, where it emits energy, with insulator, conductor, insulator. Let's see, I used to be bald head. Now check. And see what I did. Yeah, I used to be bald from 90 to 97, man. I just started growing hair at the end of 97. Oh, no, well, no, I just started, it's only like 3 months, maybe 4 months worth of hair. So I used to shave for 7 years. I shaved my head 3-4 times a week. And the damn razors got expensive, man, especially the ones I was using. So in essence, I would get a 5-pack and 5-pack, say like I would take one of those, I used to Gillette Sensor Jones. So I would take this. And this would last me 2 weeks. And see what I would do is take like I don't know for like the first 3 shaves I would get a grade A shave. A grade A shave, meaning, grade A shave, it might take 2 or 3 days before you start to feel whiskers and stubbles. Okay? Then, the grade B, might take 2 days, a day and a half to 2 days to feel the stubble. Well, grade C would be the next day. Or maybe right after you shave, you can still feel, because this shit ain't that, it's not that sharp then, so they can't get it that clean. So I would go, say like this razor would last me 2 weeks, just going through the different days. What I would do is take it. Initially, I would just put it in. I started out just putting it in the mana box like this, and I was able to get a month and a half to 2 months out of it. Then, when I also learned about they say the magnets also charge razors. Cause see, you gotta understand what just make this razor go dull? It's not your hair. It's the water. Check. What happens is you put the water in, the water makes it oxidize. So when it begins to oxidize, it's actually going through a chemical process where it's losing like electrons or whatever. Okay, so it's happening at a chemical level. If you by just putting the damn magnets on it, magnets alter things at a what? Chemical level. So you can keep it sharper longer. So I would get just 3 months out of the razor when I did it like that. Okay, then then I even tried. I had to take the small pyramids, put them on top of the box to accelerate. The more energy, the more that's accelerating the effect. So so like also, I've had things where I had people who were sick. Take their picture, put it inside there, and just write what's bothering them, and put it in there. And first of all, it's like this is before I learned how to send energy directly myself. I would just use different things like this to send energy to people. Bam. Put the joint up there, put that sucker on my altar. All right? So they need some healing. All you need is a picture and an affirmation, and the energy focuses on that. Okay? I'm charged these boxes to do certain things. Sit there and just like for 3-4 days, just sit there, bam, I'm melding with this energy that you putting out. And bam. So you get that sucker program. Okay? So if you shave, now you learn how to extend the life of your razor. Okay, you can use one of these and accelerate the effect. Accelerate the effect. He's good. So mana boxes. So now check, and I'm gonna show you another example of a mana box. I'm not sure exactly how it's constructed, but I do know the makeup of the. Right. So in essence, it's like what you do is to increase the fold. Like this right here, this is a one-fold mana box. If I put another layer of plastic and another layer of aluminum in there, that's two-fold. So this is what what you just missed is probably 6 or 7-fold. The more you increase the layers, bam. Yeah, and see, by the same token, you can increase the amplification of this pyramid by what? Doing the same thing with the sides. If you do the increase the layers of each side, bam. So in essence, you can take this and make it much more powerful than just one layer pyramid. Okay. So now, so you can use it now. Now check. Let's go into this. The covenant of the art is based upon these same principles. Okay, where you have, I know it's gold. I know the inside of the ark, is layered with, the first part represents what's called a tet or a jed, which is an arrangement that you see in the hieroglyphs, which looks sort of like the castle in the chessboard. I'm not that real good at I think it's the castle, isn't it? Looks sort of like this. Okay, and which represents one material A, material B, material A, material B. Which, if you look at a circuit diagram, that's a battery. That's a battery. That's all a battery is. That's in the battery in your car. Each cell is comprised of these different layers of these different materials. Different metals. Different metals. Like we know, if you want to increase the energy flow in between the metals, you get more. Like you get say like you get like metals have ions or valence numbers to them. You just match them where one would that be highly positive, say +5, with a negative, -3 or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Where this is has more protons, 5 more protons than the average, and then 3 more electrons. So that would increase the energy flow. So that's how you would take it. So that's like they say gold is very conductive. If gold is very conductive, then gold has to have a high valence or ion number. Okay? So you take batteries, it's just different materials laid together like that. The covenant of the ark got the same inner layer, except it's got like gold, and I can't remember what the other material is, but it's different. It's so many layers of layered like a battery, and then it's enclosed with wood, and it's probably got on the innermost, like it's probably got say like 6 or 7 layers of metals. Then on the outside here is wood, and then in the most innermost layer you would put some wood. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're taking this battery arrangement and closing it in wood to make you something that emits energy, okay? You make it E in it, which is a capacitor, inductor. Okay, so check. So all it is. So the thing about it is now when they say that you have to be of the original bloodline in order to touch the ark, you have to understand that what they're talking about is frequency and vibration. That's the only way that arrangement can be able to have somebody cannot touch it and somebody can't touch it. Somebody has to be at the proper frequency. So it has to be something that's happening at a chemical level within the melanin of the body. So in essence, we understand that like trees and plants and stuff like that have a psychic connection with the central sun. Just like all melanated and chlorinated objects on the top have a psychic connection to the central sun. Okay? So this means that if you don't have enough melanin in you, you don't have that connection to the central sun. So therefore, you're not vibing on that a particular frequency. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that's all the covenant of the ark is. People who get zapped by the covenant of the ark who are not of the original bloodline. We understand that the Jews are nothing other than the Moors. If we understand the Yaakov story, we're talking about all the melanated peoples in the world. All right? All the melanated peoples in the world. Those who don't have that are not melanin dominant or melanin recessive. Okay? Those are not Jews. Okay? So we understand those of the original bloodline. We're talking about all those melanin dominant peoples in the world. And they're all over the damn world. Not just in Africa. Okay? So here we got this principle of these manna boxes, even espoused in the covenant of the ark. That's the science that that's based upon. Okay? So what we're talking about doing is accelerating all the energy around you, and that's all it's doing. Now another thing that you can use to amplify your energies and whatever you want to put out to the cosmos is the trees. And I'm talking about using trees from the perspective of using it as a power damn generator, not sit there hugging trees. All right? Trees are what? Connected to the central sun. So in essence, the tree goes very deep into the planet. The tree is rooted in the planet. The leaves and the branches are what? Reaching out towards the heavens. So therefore, if you put your hands around a tree, and then what you essentially try to do is harmonize your energy with the tree's energy. Just say, when you inhale, you see you going all the way down to the roots in the tree, going to connect to the central sun. Exhaling, come all the way up, bam, and out the leaves and stuff like that, and just keep that. And once you get that breathing stroke, woo, woo, woo. If you using how that tree is rooted to the planet, Now you're rooted to the planet like that, and you are, in essence, we are all conduits for heaven and earth. By using a tree, you can amplify whatever thought you want to put out. Say now you want to say, now damn tree, now after we do this breathing, woo woo, and you feeling this woo woo woo, because you will literally feel pulsations start to boo 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 boo. Okay. Once you get to that point, like now, universe, I want another car by next week, or I want another $100 in my paycheck. You understand what I'm saying? By using them trees, using this to amplify your energy, anything you need and you want, you can amplify it. And I'm telling you, I'm not just talking shit, because I saw I got off the plantation doing the same type of damn things. Bam. I mean, see, you know, you got these people that go out there and just being one with the tree. Hell no, I'm going to hook up with this tree and get used to energy in this tree. All right, you understand? Using how this tree is connected to heaven and earth to help manifest what the hell I want in this physical dimension. Right. Say, you know, like with this hand, inhale. So I know this one feeds, this one receives. Where I'm pushing, so I miss. I didn't use the tree to make a third circuit. You understand what I'm saying? Initially, you might not be able to feel it. Just because, like now, I don't even have to damn put my hands around a tree. I can just sit there in the beam. Like here, I can sit here from beam and beam these trees and just, with those thoughts, just boom, 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 boom. You understand what I'm saying? But initially, what you want to do is harmonize your consciousness with the energy in the tree. When I mean that is be able to feel the energy in the tree. Just be able, you know how you do your hands like that? It's easy as you can do your hands like that. You can put them up to a tree and feel it. Just as long as it takes for you to feel your own energy. If it's instantly when you put your hands together, you feel your energy. Then it'll be instant when you put your hands up to a tree like that. Okay? So once you get that, man, and just start thinking those thoughts, say, all right, tree, let's amplify this shit. Let's get this mother on the road, you know, and just see all the way down to its roots, understanding that you're connecting to the center. You get to the point where I'm telling you, when I say you see down to the damn roots, where you'll feel at the bottom of your feet, because we're going to go into that next. You'll feel at the bottom of your feet. You got spiritual vortex above you and below you. All right? You can learn to tap into these vortexes just by understanding that they're there. This is how they connect you. Your energy is connected you to heaven and earth. With these when you see down to that central sun, and I say see down to the central sun, I'm talking about where the bottom of your feet, you're feeling woo, 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 or you might either feel that, or one foot receives energy, the other foot puts out. So you'll be able to feel energy coming in and going out. At the same time, you'll feel in your root chakra, which is your root chakra. You can understand your root chakra actually does like that. Like this is your legs, your feet. And your root chakra does like that. It's not it's actually here, but it puts out a little vortex that's really actually that comes down about here in a non-developed person. But you can develop this thing where it just goes all the way down to the central sun of the planet consciously, and you're feeling your legs. Whenever you think of the central sun, you'll feel pulsations. Just from me thinking about it, because I spent so many hours doing this. Man, I'm telling you. Okay? So just understand, just the more knowledge that you have, then how you can raise your vibration. Because knowledge is information, frequency, vibration. No, get your hand. So you understand, when we talk about using these trees to get this to actually amplify your energies, we're talking about physically feeling what you ain't felt before. Taking your chakra, open your chakras up to a whole nother level. Okay? And by doing these type of things like that, it allows you to, like I'm telling you, like I told you, I had to realign my chakras with the planet 3 times. It makes it when I understand, when I get this call, it tells me, hey, now it's time for you to realign your chakras with the planet. I'm going to feel woo, 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 woo. And every time you do this, much more than you felt last time. Okay? So now check. You understand that you got vortexes, and all you got to do is see say like this is you, and see vortex above you and a vortex below you. And essentially, by understanding this and seeing this, what will happen is you end up getting one of these. All right, which is what? Inverted pyramids point towards each other. And when I see this sign, I'm getting slammed with some cosmic juice. I'm talking about this right here. It's like sucking up energy mode. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's hard to describe, but like I know, like I'm always tapping into cosmic energies and open up my galactic chakras to do this, to do whatever, put energy towards this, or push energy. And now, when I went from here in consciousness to understanding, because this right here ended up coming up for me after doing this for so long. What you see ends up evolving, and then this came up, and just understanding, just watching this thing, and I've watched this thing right here, just where it don't stay stationary like this, with the top and the bottom just woo, 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 woo. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's not static like this. It's a dynamic image that you're going to see, and just understanding what it is. You saw it's just the opposite of this. You know, it's just the opposite of this. So once again, what? Double tetrahedral mathematics. You see what I'm getting at? So that's what I begin to see is so many different things, and I was using to open myself up to cosmic energies. It would come back and would be a form of double tetrahedral mathematics. Okay, so if you see this, and so like check by understanding this too. Now, also it's vortexes, man, all on the planet that you can tap into, and that's all they look like. It's vortexes on the solar system level you can tap into, and even even though I can't really go into it right now because you ain't ready for it, but black holes, teaching you how to tap into black holes to go into higher dimensions, and like I'm gonna just give you this. Now they just finally figuring this out. The ancients been saying this shit for so long that it's a black hole inside the solar system. Then it's a galactic black hole. One's negative, one's positive. You can use one to go in, the other one come back out. Higher dimensions come back down. And I used to do that. And I met this sister who she was doing the same thing, and she realized what the hell she was doing, but she would draw it. She had it all drawn, and as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, ah! Do you understand what that is? She's like, oh yeah. So this is when I was in trying to get to the higher dimensions, just go up there to see what was going on. You can get to you can go to higher dimensions. There ain't nothing going to higher dimensions. What I'm talking about is bringing higher dimensions here. That's what we're talking about getting into now. So it's vortexes, and right now you need to learn about how to visualize your own, and the more you can visualize them, the higher your vibration will rise. I'm telling you, man, it'll jump your stuff crazy. So now let's talk about the old versus new chakra system. Now, you know what the old chakra system, we understood it was 12 major chakras. 7 internal, 5 external. Okay, the external ones are 1 foot above your head, 2.5 to 2 3/4 foot above your head. It's the 9th chakra. But the 9th chakra is so you can program it to put here in front of you. Okay. Damn. So they're vibing on their energy. You ain't getting away that. Like I said, that's what I'm vibing on.